Well, hey everybody, I hope that you're doing well. I hope this finds you safe and sound. And we are going to look at Psalm 62 again if you want to find a Bible or pull out YouVersion, whatever you want. But before we get there, I just want to give you a quick update. And we have done lots of meetings and lots of research. And so we have been putting our heads together and we have a tentative date to return to church. And that is June the 7th. And so there's a couple things that we're going to be doing. There's a whole lot of information that's going to be coming your way. We want this to be a contactless event, and we want to make sure that if you feel safe, come. If you don't feel safe, there is no pressure, no arm twisting here. We are trusting you to make a wise decision for you. We're not going to be taking offerings. There's not going to be any children's ministries going on that day. It's going to be a soft opening. We're also meeting Monday at 4:30. If a handful of you want to come and help, that's great. We are going to be moving chairs in the auditorium to make sure that we have social distancing covered. And so I'm not exactly sure what that's going to look like, but that's Monday at 4:30 if you want to come and move some chairs. We'll probably be using the lobby as well and try to make sure that everyone feels safe. And so I just want to thank all of our musicians and our tech people and video people. There's been an awful lot of extra technology that we have had to jump on the last couple months. And so I just want to thank everybody. Trish has done an outstanding job with our music. And so I want to thank her and her team. So anyway, you're going to be getting some more information about returning to church, and that'll be coming at you really soon. And we'll spell it all out, what we need from you and what we are shooting for. And it's just going to be different. I just want to let you know that, but I'm looking forward to being together in God's house and worshiping Him together, just as long as you feel safe to do so. Okay, so let's look at Psalm 62 and David. Once again, we're looking at the life of David and what's going on in his life and how does he focus, how does he navigate through tough waters that are just all kinds of things coming at him, and when he doesn't feel safe or when he feels uptight, when his life is threatened, what does he do? And so we're going to pick it up in verse 5. We're going to unpack 5 and 6, and then we'll jump on 7 and 8. And so this is what it says. Let all that I am wait quietly before God, for my hope is in Him. He alone is my rock and my salvation, my fortress where I will not be shaken. David is reminding himself of what he said the first couple verses. He's like, I've got to keep my focus on God. I've got to keep my whole entire being resting in God. He is the one who's going to keep me safe. He's the one that's going to bring comfort. He's the one that's going to give me rest. And so he's reminding himself. David is counseling. He's self-counseling. He's leading his entire being. It says in verse 5, let all that I am wait quietly. There are times, I'm sure you're just like me, I'm sure there are times that you are really, really tired, but then you lay down to go to sleep and your mind is just going and going and going and you can't go to sleep, so you flop around a little bit. Or there's other times where I know I'm really tired and my body is beyond tired, but then my legs get jumpy and it's like, oh my goodness, I got to go to bed. But there are times that we are just not settled. Our spirit's not settled, our emotions, our mind, our body, we're not at rest. And David is saying, because of my focus, because of who my God is, my source for all of these things, all that I am, my entire being, I can rest. Because God is my source alone. My hope is in God alone. And because of that, I can rest. Okay, so what else does he say? He said that God is his rock. And what this literally means is that God is my safety. And God is the one that keeps me safe. My hope is on a God of safety. The next thing he says is God alone is my salvation. My focus is on God alone, my deliverer. He's the one, He's the only one that can deliver me and save me. So I'm focused on that. And then he says, calls God my fortress. You are my source, my only fortress. And what this means, this is about security. God is my security. And so God's my safety, God's my deliverer, and God's my security. And so David is so focused on who God is and what God does as his only source for these things, his body can rest and he has peace. That's something that I need to do, and I challenge you, you need to do this as well. Put your hope solely in God as the only source for your safety, your rock, your deliverer for salvation, and for your security, which is the fortress. Okay, so do you want a victory? Verse 7, my victory and honor come from God alone. No other source but God. My victory, my honor come from God alone. He is my refuge, a rock where no enemy can reach me. All my people trust in him at all times. Pour out your heart to him, for God is our refuge. Once again, David is like, I'm calling on all of you, anyone who's listening to my voice. God is our source, and he is our safety and deliverer, and he is our security. And if you want to have a victory, if you want to be successful, God alone is the one that can give that to you. And then David pauses in the middle of this chapter, and it's an interlude, or Selah, maybe your translation says. And what that really means, think about this. So my challenge to all of us is to pause in the middle of all this craziness and think about, ask this question: what do I put my confidence in to keep me safe? Is it my retirement? Is it my health? Is it this or that? My doctor, my preacher? What keeps me safe? What is my source? The next one, deliverance. Not just salvation for heaven, but what do you put your hope in or your faith in to deliver you to wherever you want to go? And the last one is security, or my fortress. Where's your security lie? What brings you security in life? And then David said, keep your focus, keep your faith right here in God alone, because he is our refuge. He is the one who brings us victory. He is the one who leads us and guides us and keeps us safe. So trust in him alone, because he is the only source that can do this. I challenge you. I challenge myself as we go through these crazy times. Make God your only source. Just put it all in his hands. Very capable hands. He can keep you safe. He can deliver you. And he can be your security. He is a great refuge in good times and tough times. God bless you. Talk to you soon.